Hi everybody, George Still 88 with another video. I'm going to talk about Will Howard and him possibly being a franchise quarterback from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's get into it. Now, Will Howard, he was the Steelers sixth round pick out of the Ohio State. Well, Will Howard didn't start his college career at Ohio State. He started at Kansas State, and there's a reason for that because I was watching something on Hey Rookie, welcome to the NFL, a show about the NFL rookies, where up and coming rookies, going into the NFL or something like that. And then Will Howard, he was saying this, um, when after his high school football career, he didn't receive an offer from Pitt, Syracuse, Penn State, Boston College, Duke, and North Carolina. People were sleeping on him, and he was saying this during his college football playing career in Kansas State. He made Penn State regret not giving him a scholarship. Well, in Kansas State, um, he spent 4 years there. In his 4 years in Kansas State, he had about 458 completions out of 779 attempts, um, 5,708, 5,786 yards, and 48 touchdowns to his 25 interceptions in his 4 years at Kansas State. Now, after his four years at Kansas State, he transferred to the Ohio State University, where he when he led his team to a national championship this past season. So, or past year rather, or whatever. But well, in his 1 year in Ohio State, he had 309 completions out of 423 attempts, um, 1,410 yards, and 35 touchdowns to his 10 receptions in his national championship season at Ohio State. And after that, after his Ohio State career, he went to the NFL Combine, and he didn't do particularly well at the Combine. I mean, he was not completing passes at the Combine and during his reps. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons he fell in the sixth round. I think, or it could be that. Now, well, now going into the NFL draft. I mean, Will Howard, he made he had dinner. I mean, doing his pro day or something like that. Will Howard had dinner with the Steelers along with Mike Tomlin and them. I think, if I recall correctly. So, and then in the NFL draft, he says this. I mean, before the draft, he says this: if any quarterback is picked in front of him, he gonna make his he said once he gets in the league, he gonna make it his mission to make teams regret not taking him with a first round pick. So, and it still drafted him in the sixth round. So yeah, and then and like I said, could Will Howard be our franchise quarterback? He could be. I mean, a lot of people are doubting on him and sleeping on him. And like I said, he's been doubted all his life. And I said this before, and the teams are sleeping on Will Howard. So, and like I said before about Will Howard, about making teams regret, he got that attitude that Peyton Manning had prior to the 1998 draft. And Peyton Manning says this to the Colts. He loves playing with Indianapolis. And he says this to the Colts. If you don't take me, I'm going to kick your ass for the next 15 years. And that's what he said. And the Colts drafted him in the 1998 draft. And then Tom Brady had this attitude as well. He told Robert Kraft. He said, Robert Kraft, my name is Tom Brady. This is the best decision you made drafting me, or something like that. So you see, both Tom Brady and Peyton Manning went to stardom throughout their career, especially Tom Brady. Now, do I think Will Howard can go to stardom? That could happen because he said, I mean, it may not mean nothing, but he says this: he's gonna make teams regret not taking me first after you draft every quarterback in front of him. So now, I don't expect Will Howard to play right away. You gotta give him at least a year or two to develop as the NFL quarterback. Some of that happened with Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and they became phenomenal quarterbacks in their career. So because he can either learn from either Mason Rudolph or Aaron Rodgers if they sign him, which I hope they don't do that. So because it's more likely to be Mason Rudolph our quarterback this year. So I mean, Will Howard he has got up and coming weapons on our team like DK Metcalf. I mean, DK Metcalf's been in the league longer. Possibly Rod Taylor, Wilmer Wilson. I mean, Calvin Austin first on his last year's rookie contract. So, and they just signed Robert Woods possibly. So, especially Caleb Johnson, they got a running back. What I'm talking about in my next couple of videos. So, well, so because like I said, man, it's gonna be Mason Rudolph our quarterback, and Will Howard can learn from somebody like him. So, I don't expect Will Howard to have a Ben Roethlisberger here and all that, because a lot of people are comparing him to Big Ben Roethlisberger and Josh Allen, quarterback Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills, because he got the same skill set as those guys, and he's a physical quarterback too. So, and on top of that, he's reunited with his teammate Jack Sawyer. So that's a nice combination to have. They doubled down on Ohio State in that draft. So, but anyway, this is about Will Howard on possibly being a franchise quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know people are raving about Arch Manning one of the Steelers to draft him in next year's draft, which that may or may not happen. So, because we got a lot of draft picks next year's draft. So, yeah, I mean, Will Howard could make teams regret. So, on passing him, because he got drafted in the 6th round. Because a lot of Steelers are raving about Shedeur Sanders, who, in my opinion, is an overrated quarterback. Will Howard is pretty much underrated, in my opinion. So yeah, that's Will Howard on him being a franchise quarterback for the Steelers possible. So yeah, man. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below while I talk about Will Howard on possibly being a franchise quarterback for the Steelers in the future. I mean, it could happen though. I mean, I expect him to sit for at least a year or two, just like Patrick Mahomes did, and then Tom Brady did, like I said before. So, with that being said, that's all for this video. This is George Steele 88. See you guys in my next video, and as always, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.